Hi, welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. All right, I have Marcy Rogers. She is the CEO and founder of SpineMark.com on the show with me today. Marcy, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Michael, so much.
Okay, there's a lot of NFL players, boxers, people that with head injuries that are really going to thank you as time moves forward. But one of your advocates is Ivanka Trump. And she's recently advocated concussion awareness on Instagram. Can you give us some insight as why she would be becoming more involved in what you're doing to help humanity?
Well, I think, and we chose Ivanka because she had an experience personally with her child, Arabella, where she was playing Gaga ball, which is dodgeball revised. And she fell and hit her head. And they took her to the hospital to check her out to make sure that she was okay. And luckily, she did not have a concussion. But Ivanka took it upon herself to put a post on Instagram talking about the experience, advocating for parents to learn the conditions of concussions and the symptoms, and for parental awareness. And it was just a fabulous quote. And luckily, Arabella did not suffer any consequences. But certainly having Ivanka create a post like that, which I responded to, is game changing for everything that we're trying to do to create awareness of the impact of concussions, the resources to help with them, and also how to mitigate or decrease the duration or symptoms of a concussion.
Let me drill down into the treatment that you've got there. I wanted to understand, number one, tell our audience the name of it, but how does it work? And where are you going with the company from the healing factor to the growth factor of the company?
Thank you, Michael. That's a great question. The product is called Previe Pro. And it will be released in November. We're going to be selling it for $29.99 a tube. It's going to be available on the internet or through representatives that we have selling it. It is an all-natural, botanical type product that actually, when you apply it to either side of the carotid vein in your neck before a high contact event, whether it be sports or military or just day-to-day prevention, it will help to reduce the inflammation, perhaps the duration, and the side effects occurring with a concussion. And that's what we're calling a prophylactic type, all-natural product that will be available to the public in mid-November.
How does it work? What does it do?
Well, it's very interesting. We've done several dog studies. And again, because the ingredients are all botanical, it's not going to be regulated by the FDA or anything. And we're not making claims. We're just trying to produce something that helps. So we did some dog studies, several of them at this point, and what we found was that this product gets into the brain within 20 to 30 minutes. And it stays there for 6 hours. It peaks at 2 hours. And what it does is it acts like a neuroprotectant for inflammation, swelling, and those types of things. And so if there is a contact sport, it may reduce the symptoms, reduce the duration of it, just through botanical ingredients and applying it before and after the event.
But what does it do when it's in your system? I mean, how does it work that it reduces the potential of a concussion and if you already have one, how does it work to eliminate further damage or to reduce the possibility of further damage?
Okay, so Previpro is a preventative prophylactic. Once you get a concussion, then what you need is Prevacus, which is the drug we're clearing through the FDA. We start our clinical trials, phase 1AB is a new drug this fall, and it'll be available hopefully through a breakthrough status with the FDA within 2 to 3 years. Previpro is merely there to lessen the impact. The ingredients are designed to be ingredients that in the brain reduce swelling and potentially inflammation, which occurs when you have a contact traumatic brain injury that goes into a concussion. So if we can reduce the damage done by the concussion by lessening the degree of the inflammation, reducing the swelling, and also reducing the duration, then we can perhaps address in future studies post-concussion syndrome and looking at more ways to define what the cream does in the treatment of that to hopefully lessen those symptoms.
Okay, so just a dab along your neck on the carotid arteries, and then
yes,
that seems like a pretty
and in
quick
20 minutes. Yeah, it uptakes very quick because the brilliant scientist that's developed this cream put together a formulation that has some key ingredients that are very favorable when they get into the brain to help with the swelling and the inflammation and the contact.
Now the other drug?
Prevacus.
Yes.
Prevacus is, and we talked about this, Prevacus is a very unique drug. It's a neurosteroid. It's delivered through a transnasal delivery system. They have a device that goes with it so that it can be administered anywhere, Michael, on the side of the road, on the field, in the battle, and it goes straight to the brain right there because of the delivery system. It's not disseminated throughout your body, for instance. And it acts also as a way to, again, reduce the impact of that traumatic brain injury, whether it's a child or an adult, and help them avoid post-concussion syndrome, and also help them be treated by something that will reduce the impact, the duration, the symptoms, the potential complications from a concussion.
So is it, from a layman's point of view, is it almost like putting ice on your brain, except it works on a cellular level?
That's a very good analogy. That's awesome. Yes, like ice on your brain. That's a very layman's term accurate description.
Okay. Am I pronouncing it right? Prevacan?
Prevacus. Prevacus is the drug, and Previpro is the prophylactic cream.
Okay, Prevacus. Moving forward, what are some of the hurdles you have to go through to get this into the hands? Because I imagine this would be something sold to Pfizer and Bayer and the rest of those companies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
What do you have to go through to get to that point?
Well, we have to have proof of concept. We've got great animal studies. We've done lots of animal clinical research. We start our human studies this fall, and with the phase 1A and 2B in Australia. And then from there, we actually will have human trials, the second phase of the human trials starting in Tradition, Mississippi, and at key sites around the United States. We believe that after we finish those studies and those concepts, that it would be possible to then move towards, the total commercialization on a priority review basis with the FDA. There is the opportunity to categorize it if it clears certain conditions as a breakthrough drug, and under an accelerated clearance with the military applications and the human applications, because concussions right now in children and adults are an epidemic. And we don't have a way to treat them. We offer them bed rest and having your blinds closed and not be in direct light, but there's no mechanism of treatment. That's why we're trying to use accelerated opportunities within the FDA to get Prevacus on the market, not in 10 years, but in 2 to 3.
I really applaud you for what you're doing for humanity, and I wanted to offer some assistance. I was meeting with one of the director of digital marketing for the Dallas Cowboys today, and if you send me some of the topical lotions and some data on your future drugs that you're going through trials with, I'll make sure and get it in the hands of the right people. Somebody that might have a vested interest in the care of the people that work in their organization, you know, the players.
Exactly. Well, and that's awesome because, you know, that's why we have this whole team. And that is a wonderful offer. And we will get you some samples and some also the information on Prevacus. That's why we've enlisted the help of people like Byron Williams, Brett Favre, Mark Rippon. The other day we heard that Sean Phillips is interested because Amy Wambach on the soccer side is trying to help. So the most important part of this is creating patient awareness and having people like you and these heroes from these sports spreading the word as well. That's how we hope to create a larger platform.
Well, I'll do that. I'll do it with the NFL Alumni Association and the Dallas Cowboys.
That's fantastic. Thank you so, so much.
Thanks for being a guest on today's show. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Michael. Take care.
You too. All right, you've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.